Hey everybody, it's Ron, and welcome to the World of Beekeeping e-store. So for a lot of you, if you order your gear through us, it's going to come similar to what you see here in a couple boxes that show up at your door. We wanted to walk you through kind of what's in here, and there is some assembly required, as they say, because it's flat packed. So the first thing you're going to do, obviously, is just unpack everything. The basic kit has a bee, first lessons in beekeeping, a lot of the information. You know, if you're a reader, you can go with this. If you're a visual learner, you can go with the DVD. And then the first thing you want to do is just unpack everything, and then we're going to assemble some stuff. So you'll get components like these are for frames. You know, this obviously is an inner cover that will be able to sit inside of like your top bar. This is a style of feeder, and the way this works is when you make your sugar water, you'll put it inside there, and the bees actually go in there and will drink the sugar out of that, and it replaces one of your 10 frames. This is an entrance reducer. And so this is actually kind of a clever device on the front. Like, let's say for the winter time, you would put that in the front and it reduces the entrance so that only bees can go out of this. If it's really cold, you put it on this side, which reduces it even more. And so like 1 or 2 bees can fit through there, and the rest of that is insulated. They will seal that off with propolis as like a little insulation around there to keep the heat in. So that's what that little piece is. You got your Livingston, I presume, hat. So you'll put that on, and then the veil goes off of that. Let's see what else is in here. So like here's the this style of veil. And so, you know, there's all different styles of these. You know, this one will go over your hat. Let's see here, probably like this, I'd imagine. And so, ta-da, I probably will move that because the seam is right in the front, but you get the picture. So that's how that works. And then let's see what else is in here. We got a pair of beekeeping gloves, which this is a very nice pair, really soft leather. And we show you in the DVD how to put those on. Let's see. We'll have to go through and unpack this whole thing, but the part that requires the assembly is the woodenware. And so they come in little boxes like this. And the tools you're going to need to assemble this, probably a little bit of glue. You don't have to glue it, but a little bit of glue never hurt anybody. And a hammer, or if you have a little nail gun, it'll make your life way easier. So I'm going to get some of the woodenware out, and we will see how we're supposed to assemble this stuff. Okay, so we just received our shipment from the e-store. It's kind of like Christmas and near Christmas, actually, because most people are going to want to do this in the winter time so that you don't just have it right before your bees show up. I can't emphasize that enough. There was nothing worse than your bees being ready and your gear's not assembled yet. And so it's not like a factory in that the queens and the bees are living creatures, so they're ready when they're ready. And so you need to anticipate that and have all your stuff assembled. I would recommend, if you're starting a brand new hive, order this stuff in the late fall, winter, maybe November, December. Assemble it in your garage or inside where it's warm, and then you'll be ready, because you got to paint the outside of the boxes still. And there's a couple other steps if you want this stuff to last a long time. It is a couple dollars. So, you know, you're going to want to assemble it and make sure that it's all treated and ready, and you got your site location set up and the stand if you're going to put it on a stand, so that when the bees come, you're not going, oh my gosh, I got to put the box together. Either your bees arrive, or you go pick them up at a local source, and then you're ready to install the bees. You don't have to worry about assembling any of this stuff. So this may look daunting to you, but a lot of this stuff, once you do one of them, it's all modular. For instance, this little box has our frame holders, and so you can see there's a groove right down the middle here where you're going to insert your foundation. It's covered in beeswax, and that's what the bees are going to use. And it's kind of like Legos. You'll stick these two things on the sides like so, And then your foundation slides in there. These little holes on the side are for, sometimes the foundations are reinforced with wire, and so you'll pull the wire through the hole. And then there's another piece in this box that'll fit right here on the bottom, and there's one frame. So you're going to need 10 of these per box. So it looks like a lot of parts, but it goes together relatively simple. Here's your hive tool. We go over this in the DVD at great length. They're pretty basic, but you can pry boxes apart, you can scrape things, you can use it to move stuff around. You have frames that loosen back and forth. All this is covered in the DVD. These, if you lose things and you're that type of person, order 2 of these because they're only a couple bucks. Here's the beeswax sheets. And so when I was showing you that frame earlier, and I don't want to, since I'm just going to show this to you. This is a sheet that's covered in wax, and it's reinforced here on the side. And so when I had that little frame together, you just slide that down in there, put the end cap on, and then you might want to pop a little brad nail in there. They have these covered in wax paper because there's beeswax on there. And so the bees take to it because it's made of beeswax. So I'm going to close this up because we're not going to fully assemble everything right now, but that's the beeswax foundations go with the 10 frames. And so everyone gets a frame. Little bag of nails. I can't emphasize this enough. If you're going to do it, or if you can borrow someone's nail gun with a compressor, just a little brad nailer, your life will be so much easier because you can just go pop, 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 and pop those nails in there. I'm going to have to see the instructions on where they want these little metal reinforcement guides. You know, every box is different and every style is different, so I don't have these on my other hives, but if they want us to install them, we can do that. Bubble wrap, and if you're a Curb the Enthusiasm fan, you like the popping noise, best episode ever with Crazy Eyes Killa. Okay, bottom box. And so this is our woodenware. This is the stuff that we really have to assemble. What is this? Okay, so I said a second ago I had no idea what this is. We just read the inscription on the box. It's the cap for your feeder, and these little things are ladders, so that when it's full with sugar water, you don't want your bees to drown. You snap this all together and the bees can kind of go up and down and climb on these guys, and you put the cap in there so the bees don't drown. So that is part of your frame feeder. This, I'm assuming, is our smoker. Let me set this down. Yep, that's the smoker. We go through the step-by-step in the DVD. So let's set that over here. Keep on going. Boy, they pack this stuff in there nice. This is probably the frame for the inner cover, the telescoping lid, so that goes on the very, very top. And so what you have is, let me set this sideways. Again, this is not rocket science, but it is not necessarily self-explanatory either. You'll put this together and encapsulate this piece of wood in there. This goes on the very, very top. Then you put on this metal cover, and we can go through this in a minute. And this sits on the very top, and that's metal so that it's weather resistant. And you'll notice there are little nail holes that are pre-drilled all the way around. So you can just take your little hammer and the nails that come with it, right here. Telescoping lid top nails, and those go right in these holes. Boop, boop, boop. There's an instruction sheet that I almost threw away. And so that instruction sheet will show you how that works. So that's this one box. We bought 2 boxes, so there's some other stuff like our suit and whatnot in the other box that we can get to in a second. So that's part one of the beginner's kit. It's overwhelming. We'll walk you through everything.